From Parkland to Buffalo, and now Uvalde, mass shooters often leave troubling clues, usually on social media, before they carry out their attacks. Sandy Hook Promise trains students and adults to know the signs of gun violence, including people who suddenly withdraw socially, experience bullying, show signs of irritability, brag about access to guns or weapons, or make direct threats towards others or themselves.
These are preventable acts of violence, that there are steps we can take as citizens within our schools and within our communities.
Investigators say a series of private messages posted by Ramos on Facebook gave a chilling warning, first about planning to shoot his grandmother, and later about his intentions to shoot an elementary school. But authorities warn focusing on social media can't always predict intent, especially criminal behavior.
When you have billions of posts going up every day, there is no form of AI or human moderation that's going to catch the kind of granular indications you would need to see to get out in front of an individual potential shooter.
In a recent report focused on school shooters, the Secret Service notes shooters often have similar profiles, including observable mental health symptoms, a troubled home life, and a history of school disciplinary actions.
Don't be that person who says, I had a gut feeling something wasn't right. You need to act on that.
That kind of intervention worked 3 years ago when a potential shooter's plans to attack this high school in suburban Seattle were stopped when his grandmother reported disturbing notes in his journal.
He's planning to have a mass shooting at one of the high schools.
But after yet another shooting tragedy, many who have lost loved ones to gun violence express a sense of outrage and frustration.
The next one is being planned right now. We're going to be doing this again because we haven't changed what we're doing.
It's worth reiterating, Tom, that 70% of school shootings are perpetrated by teenagers who are literally 18 or younger. Yep. There are some states that have tougher gun laws. Do we know if those states have had an impact on the shootings that they've seen in their states?
Okay, so this is complicated, so hang with me here. A recent study by a gun control advocacy group found that higher rates of gun deaths did exist in states with weaker gun laws. Mississippi, for example, has some of the weakest gun laws in the country, but one of the highest rates of gun deaths. The opposite true in Massachusetts. But when you look at mass shootings, the picture gets murky. California and Illinois have some of the strongest gun laws, but they're at the top of the list for total number of mass shootings. That's something that Texas Governor Abbott pointed out yesterday. However, most of those guns appear to have come from out of state, with states with little restrictions. And activists argue that is the very reason why there needs to be some sort of a national gun reform law, Hoda.
Yeah, it's definitely complicated, but something does have to be done. Tom, thank you. Yeah. We've got a programming note. Lester Holt, he's in Uvalde. He'll bring you the very latest on the investigation and the tributes to the victims. That's tonight on NBC Nightly News.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.